It's worth the fight.
Influencing your intuition. This is Trouble on Air. I'm none other than your host, Trouble. Happy Thursday, folks. Happy Thursday. Man, I hope y'all staying warm out there tonight because it is a little cold in Texas tonight. Shouts out to my first lady. Tell them who you are.
Yeah, Sophie in the building, y'all. How y'all doing this evening?
Good. What's up, girl?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm good.
Yo, so I did it after the show post for the end of the year. So if anybody can tell me what I said I was going to give away on this show, call in. What's the number, Trouble?
504-656-6247. Folks, by the way, if you are tuned in right now, if you're Android, maybe even if you're an iPhone user, if you're having a hard time viewing the entire show, scroll to the bottom right-hand corner of the screen and click full screen. Bottom right-hand corner and click full screen. That should help you get the full view if you're just now tuning in. I'll announce it again sometime during the middle of the show, but to the bottom right-hand corner. I'm losing myself. Bottom right-hand corner. Full screen. Anyway, to my right, tell them who you are.
KW, man. Glad to be here.
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you all. Man, y'all got your shirts on. I just didn't wear mine.
You know, that's how I do it now. On Thursdays, it's all day Trouble on Air. That's what we doing.
Bow.
I guess I need to wear the shirt on regular, huh?
Get it, make it a lifestyle. Trouble on Air.
I need to make a lifestyle.
We are the bridge that connects.
We are
And there you have it, folks.
I need to start connecting.
There you have it.
I will.
Shouts out to my radio engineer. How you doing tonight, fam?
Happy birthday, Solomon.
Happy birthday,
That's all.
Solomon.
Happy B-Day.
He's like, I
The
don't
young
know. It's
littles,
his
right?
son.
That's the young littles.
He's like, what? Nobody gonna tell me?
What?
Just like that.
50 cents for that. So, y'all, talk to me. What's been going on with y'all?
Life.
Yes,
Of course.
definitely. I had a fantastic ringing in of the new year.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what?
I went to Houston.
Oh,
I had some
word?
fun. Yeah.
H-Town. What is
H-Town. You asking too many questions now.
What you do?
I went
You
and
went.
I
Nah,
I
the question is
saw-
who was she with?
You
And-
was,
But we ain't got to go there.
Thank you.
And I went skating.
She went skating.
You was being fast.
No, clearly not.
She was
I
out
was
there
not
snapping
being
and
fast.
spinning, and
I was working out these new skates I got.
there you go.
So
Got the new
I was
wheels.
excited. It was a good new year.
Got your sweat on.
Yeah.
I need to get back out there, man. I think I'm gonna go this weekend.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do it. Trouble on
need
Air.
to.
Let's do it.
You need
He ain't going, man. He ain't going.
I was there
I'm going
Tuesday.
tonight.
I was there
I'm going
Oh, you
Tuesday.
want tonight for
Yeah,
real?
I'm going tonight.
Why you tell me? I brought my skates.
I can't go tonight. I
See,
got
that's the
many
problem. You
meetings.
don't communicate, man.
Ooh.
I don't talk to none of you outside of this studio show.
Wait a minute. You tripping now.
I'm just playing. No, we
Mr.
talk all the
I
time.
can't answer the phone. Mr.
No,
I don't
we-
reply to
we-
text messages.
We are all
and stuff.
family. We talk all the time.
Right. Thank you. Anyway, so what's been going on with you, Kay?
Everything's good, man.
Yeah? You good, man?
Yeah. I got some new work
Busy.
that's kicking back in after the New Year. So.
You always got some new business
I need
going.
I was telling Sophie earlier, I need like 7 me's,
There's only one
and
you.
there's only one me. So
Man, talk about
I told
it.
him he needed an assistant.
I say I should have started this when I was 35. Can't be doing stuff like this at 50.
That's all right, though. You still a spring chicken?
Okay. My body's be
in his
cracking.
mind.
He said, okay.
My body's be cracking when I walk in. I'm like,
In his
gosh.
mind,
Oh,
the
gosh.
chicken done sprung.
Oh, God. I can't
I'm about to hire Sophie though.
I can't do
I'm
it,
about to
y'all.
hire. Got to get the money right.
Hey, I'm
She's a
here.
little expensive right now, so
Oh.
It's all
you
right.
got to negotiate a salary.
We'll work it out.
Can't do part time. We got to do part time.
Part time.
Wow.
That's like
Wow.
20
Like I
minutes
thought
a day.
about
20 minutes a
about
day.
paying you a paycheck. That's
quarter,
what kind
quarter
of
time. That's like quarter time right there.
Quarter time. Quarter
Quarter time.
time. It's not even half time. It's quarter time.
Jeez.
Like 20 minutes a day.
So,
Wow.
look, folks, Happy New Year. This is our first show of
right.
2017. So, Happy New Year to all the listeners out there. And as always, folks, we thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for your cooperation. Thank you for being so supportive as y'all often are. So, I got to get back to you real quick. What you talking about giving out on the show?
So after I did it after the show post. Usually I do our little thank you post. I try to do it before I forget.
Right.
So it was the last show of the year, and I was like, you know what? I'm feeling froggy, so I'm gonna leap. I'm gonna give away something on the show today. So if somebody can call in and tell me what I said I was gonna give away on that video, they can have it.
What
Is it green and folds?
Nope.
What is it? I want to know. I'm
You should
nosy.
have watched the video.
Oh. So you mean I could have won it too?
Ooh, yep, you could have won it.
Really?
Yep. Anybody?
I did watch it. Matter
You
of fact,
did watch
Let
it.
me go back to it right now.
Wait a minute. Not during the show. You tripping. You supposed to remember stuff like that.
Oh,
I remember. I just need a refresher.
Terrible.
It's all
anyway,
terrible.
I'm so glad to see my little stinker bug over there. I'm so
Yeah,
happy to
she
see
is
her.
crunk.
Yeah,
She was going hard on the mic
Crunk
earlier.
juice.
I'm
Yeah,
so
she
glad
was
to see
checking
my little
everybody's
stinker bug.
mics.
Okay.
Checking everybody's mic,
His,
yeah.
mine.
That's my stinker.
She
bug.
got it.
That's baby girl. Anyway, so folks, let me go ahead and get y'all this topic, and then we're gonna go ahead and get ready to get into this thing. Tonight's topic, we are discussing intimacy and sex. I couldn't even get it out right. I apologize, but intimacy and sex. That's what we're talking about
The
tonight.
S word.
Man, this is gonna get juicy.
It's the I word
This is-
because everybody knows what sex is. It's just the intimacy part
That
that
I
people
word.
miss.
S word.
Do stinkerberry ears need to be covered up? For
Nah,
us?
she good.
Okay, well, folks, again,
She know
that
better.
number is 504-656-6247. And again, if you are tuning in, scroll to the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, Android and iPhone users, if you're not able to see the full view of the camera, and press that full screen button, and you should be okay. Matter of fact, I'm finna get ready to test it out myself here in a little bit. But anyway, so shall we start, y'all?
Let's do this. I
Go ahead, Miss
actually,
Sophie.
You got the info.
I looked up the definition of intimacy because
Isn't that crazy that we got to look it up?
I don't think a lot of people are lost on the definition of sex.
Well, like it's not necessarily crazy that we have to look it up. It's more so just to get a
basis.
Yeah, a basis.
on
Okay.
how to.
before we
Move the
branch out.
conversation.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
I don't know what either one of them is, so
So,
y'all gotta
wow.
educate me.
Seriously,
I'ma be a
Kenny,
student
you was
tonight.
married and
I'ma
you
be a
don't
s-
know what it was.
That's why I'm divorced.
Got to be more
Wow.
careful.
Thank you.
It says, what is intimacy? It says a state of extreme interpersonal emotional closeness, such that each party's personal space can be entered without causing discomfort, and by any of the other parties to that person. Okay, I didn't get the end part of that.
It sounds like sex, though.
What?
It sounds like sex. But
Thank
that's
you
okay.
for dropping the music on that. Really? you tripping?
It sounded like sex.
No, it doesn't. It's saying
I
that.
know. I'm just,
You just want me to argue with you.
Yeah.
It's the experience of emotional closeness. It occurs when two people are able to be emotionally open with one another and reveal the true feelings, thoughts, fears, and desires.
So that's like kind of like what we were talking about last week about is pretty much really being vulnerable.
Being vulnerable, being open.
See, and this is what I love about the topics. They just kind of like flowing right into one another. So this is good stuff. But like it's really that's what it sounds like at its purest form is being vulnerable. with
And then it
someone.
says there are a couple of different types. There's emotional intimacy, there's physical intimacy, and intellectual intimacy. So there's a couple of different.
Do you have definitions for each one?
I sure do. It says for intellectual intimacy, it's one form of intimacy, cognitive or intellectual intimacy, where two people exchange thoughts, share ideas, and enjoy similarities and differences between their opinions. If they can do this in an open and comfortable way, then they can become quite intimate in the intellectual area.
I like that one. I really like that one. That's a good one.
So, and then I have it on emotional intimacy is an aspect of interpersonal relationships that varies in intensity from one relationship to another and varies from one time to another, much like physical intimacy. So, and it says physical intimacy is the sensual proximity or touching. It is an act or reaction such as the expression of feelings, including close friendship, love, sexual attraction between people.
being affectionate, basically.
So,
that.
should we be talking about sex and physical intimacy, or are we going to do the gamut?
I was going to say.
I already did my best to try to inform everybody that this is probably gonna be like a 2, maybe even
4.
3. Yeah, maybe.
Wow.
This is gonna carry over for a little bit. So
Okay.
I've already tried to prepare everyone and let them know that this is gonna be more than a 1 week topic. You know what I'm saying? So
So we need a mic check over there.
yeah, mic check. Oh. Oh. It failed.
It failed.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
We need some maintenance over there.
So,
But anyway, so like I said, I already tried to give everybody the heads up and the notion as to that this is probably gonna carry over due to the fact that there's a lot to cover and there are a lot of different aspects and a lot of different variables that are at play with intimacy. But goodness, this that whole physical thing, I think that's a good starting place. I mean, because
Let's start there.
yeah, I'd say yeah. Let's start there.
Okay, so it says physical intimacy is sensual proximity or touching. It is an act or reaction such as an expression of feelings, including close friendship, love, or sexual attraction between people. So I'm gonna throw this out here because I'm gonna be devil's advocate today. So
Taking my job.
can you have intimacy with someone that you are not having sex with?
Yes, absolutely.
I think so.
Matter of fact, I think that's probably the best time.
I was going to say that's probably like the best start.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't
But that you don't plan on having sex with.
Yeah, absolutely.
even
Please
more so.
explain.
Explain, boss.
Real quick. Real quick, folks. The man of the hour has arrived.
Oh wow, that's how you gonna do it.
No. Man of the hour has
Billy D
arrived.
voice
Yeah, he got the deep voice. Tell him who you are, sir.
Excuse me, I'm a little hoarse. Unseen, capital UNCN, Griot Nation Radio, live, trouble on there. This is how we do, the bridge that connects.
Man, it's good to see
Feeling
you,
better
sir.
this week, man?
Say it again.
Feeling better this week?
I'm getting there, man. I
getting
ain't
there?
100, but I'm there, man. What about y'all?
We're doing good,
Good,
man.
man.
Happy New
Good.
Year to you, sir.
I appreciate it, baby. Happy New Year to everybody, man.
You too, man.
Happy New Year.
No question, man.
Good to see you. So,
All right, it's on you, bro.
carry on. Now, what was the
Answer
question?
the question.
Okay, so my question was, can you be intimate with someone that you don't plan on being physical with?
Yeah, you kind of have to in order to.
Explain.
I think me personally, my personal opinion, yeah, I think so because like you kind of have to get to that point sometimes in order for you to really know if you want to take it further with that person.
But what if you don't want to take it further? What if you just like the intimate part?
There you have it. You got it. I mean, it's that simple. I think you got it. Like,
But is it fair to both parties? Because, if you're being
mean-
intimate with somebody, it says sharing
Right.
emotions and feelings and touching.
And all that.
Is it? Can they not be mutually exclusive? Like, I'm sincerely asking.
I don't
Now
know
we going down the
exclusivity.
rabbit hole.
Yeah, I was gonna say exclusivity doesn't even play in it, man.
Now
Just-
we're going down the rabbit
If
hole.
the two of you are intimate,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean, physically intimate, right? Is that the one we're talking about?
Is
Physical intimacy.
Okay,
Right.
physical intimacy. Well,
Yes.
go ahead, fam. Go
Bring
ahead.
it on, bro.
Go ahead.
Yes.
I was waiting on that.
Yes.
No, it's cool. Yes, absolutely. When you say physical, I mean you change the whole landscape.
Right.
I mean, we're taught intimacy by our mothers.
Yep. Yep.
First, each man, the reason why your mother's able to love you is because she's intimate with you. She knows you.
Exactly.
And so, but you're not going to be physical with your mother.
Yeah, it's not
And
sexual.
So it's not sexual, but
Right.
it is physical.
Right.
Intimacy to me is a knowing. Right.
Okay.
It's a knowing. It's when you learn a person.
Okay.
And in the process of doing that, you get to know them, and intimacy is an act between two spirits.
Okay.
Sex is an act between two bodies. So
Very nice.
when you get ready to, it just depends on where you want to go. Neither one
Right.
of them is wrong.
Right.
Right.
You could choose to, go where it is that you want to go. I think why this topic is important is because of our health.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Our emotional health
Right.
is necessary. Intimacy is a mystery, man. It's the journey of learning every crack and crevice of a person, mentally, spiritually,
Right.
and physically.
Right.
That's intimacy. Sexually, sex is, it's an act between two bodies. You can
Right.
choose to go there, but intimacy heightens sexuality.
Exactly. I agree with that one.
The balance,
have to agree with
the,
that.
the balance. If you want to see a perfect balance of it, to me,
Right.
Have
Prince
both.
was a great example of a person who was able to heighten his sexuality because his willingness and sensitivity toward intimacy, and his music reflected that.
Right.
When two are in love, insatiable. These are the things when you know a person, you're able to make love to them or have sex with them in places that
Right.
you're able to touch places in them that physically you can't get
reach.
to. You know what I mean? And
That's
so
a good point,
and
yeah.
climaxes and orgasms don't happen physically. They happen
Right.
spiritually and emotionally. That's the unification of all three parts of the being.
Hey, y'all listen out there. Y'all better take some notes. I'm telling
So-
y'all better take some notes.
I'm just saying.
You made a good
You know what
point
I mean?
about that, especially with the music, because I mean that's why I like the old 60s and 70s and 80s ballads, because the music was intimate. You know, it's not like it is today. You know what I mean? Today is all physical. It's physical music to make you want to bump and grind or whatever you want to do, or you know, it has no depth to it.
Has
Just-
no mental draw.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything but move you physically. You know,
Correct.
But the old music, the old ballads, I mean, like the Delphonics and the New Birth and the Stylistics, all them type of groups back in the day, the music was intimate because they spoke of love and intimacy. If you listen to the lyrics, that's what it's all about.
And I think to piggyback off of that, veggie back. my bad. I'm sorry.
He caught it.
I caught it.
Let me get you a sign from
to follow up on that, I think it's one of those things that draws me back to something that Unseen said about leading with your heart.
Right.
It takes me back to that as far as being intimate, because the heart is a very very powerful thing, and at the end of the day, you can be brain dead, but your heart can still beat. If you ain't got this, you can still have this, but you'll be brain dead, but your heart still
You'll be
can
still
beat.
considered to be alive.
Exactly.
Right.
So I think for this particular thing, as far as being intimate goes, especially in that particular sense, you have to lead with your heart, or at least that's my opinion.
Very good point. And you can be intimate with another man, and that doesn't mean
Right.
that you're a homosexual.
Right.
Intimacy is a knowing.
Right.
You know, I know this brother emotionally. So
Right.
there's certain things I wouldn't do. We had a law that says you don't play with the feelings of another man.
Right.
Now how could you not how could you even have that law if you don't plan on being intimate with this man? If you don't
Right.
know, well,
Right.
hey, when he was growing up, this happened to him.
Right.
If you don't know that, hey, he appreciates this this type of food or whatever the case may be.
Right.
It's nothing wrong with sharing
Right.
that. That intimacy allows you to grow. It allows you to be empathetic. It allows you to understand.
I was gonna ask you
These
about
things
empathy, yeah.
transfer into
Right.
physical touch and sexuality when you're intimate with another woman or with
Right.
another person.
Right.
And these are the things that when you are a grown man or when as you grow up and you begin to understand
Right.
what emotional content is all about, that you enjoy embracing because it just heightens the moment
Yeah.
Right.
so much. You know, men have orgasms and women have climaxes, and we'll deal with that
Right.
later.
Right.
You know what I mean? But,
That's
Well, that's gonna be
another
the
part.
well, that's
Right.
sex.
Yeah,
So-
but it kind of takes me back to something else that you said about that whenever you just know about that perfect moment.
knowing, yeah.
It's that knowing of that perfect moment.
it's a knowing.
And so I found a pretty cool thing
What you got?
on the internet that's called intimacy. It says intimacy. So intimacy is really you're looking into another person and you want you to see, into them.
That's beautiful.
So that is something I thought that was really, really great about the explanations of intimacy. When you want to see into another person, or when you want somebody to see into you.
That's beautiful, man.
And with that, it also goes back to something else that Mr. Unseen said about the whole thing about seeing yourself in another person,
Right.
or
Oh,
at least
absolutely.
Yep.
I believe
It's your reflection.
Yep.
That's
Yeah,
intimacy.
that is.
You
That
know
is.
what I mean? When you see that, you like
You see that
wow,
reflection, it's like,
you
wow,
know?
it's a beautiful
Right.
thing.
Yeah, and most people, man, it's once you feel it. I mean, you feel it. That's
Yeah.
the way it is. You don't have intimacy. You feel intimacy.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing. If you're
Yeah.
gonna make love to your woman on Friday, you start on Monday
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
by being intimate.
Absolutely.
You do certain things while she cooking, or you walking past her,
Right.
or you having a certain
Or
conversations
the
with
text,
her.
or
Exactly.
the quick
Or you
phone
touch.
call.
Yeah, that's the intimacy.
Yeah.
That's the part of
Yeah.
it. When you massages and different
Right.
things like that, and you leave it there. You know what I mean? Because and as you're doing it, like, baby, I didn't know your back curves like this, and
Right.
you begin to learn
you
things.
learn.
And that knowledge, once you know, love, whew, man, sexual, because
So we like she adjusting her seat. Look at her. She,
yeah, I mean,
you sit up straight.
I mean, but sex is a beautiful thing.
It's a good. He said more than a lot. I mean, once when you first get with somebody, your endeavor is to learn more.
Right.
Because you can't do anything for that person until you know them.
Right.
Or until you know what they like, what they don't like, what their hang-ups are.
So
what
you
they
experiment.
don't.
It's that time of experimental.
Right.
Right. So
But you should have
Discovery.
discovery.
It
There
should
it is.
be a time of
Yeah.
discovery always,
Oh,
because
yeah.
people change.
Agreed.
So that time of discovery, if you keep your intimacy going, the flame in your relationship never goes out.
Right. See,
Because you're
yeah.
still learning, you're still discovering things about one another
Right.
that help you move into a better understanding of one another.
Yeah, I believe that everybody has a default, when it comes to intimacy. I mean, like you just mentioned, yeah, it does change, but it changes when our emotions change. But we always come back to that certain point where we can receive intimacy in a certain way, and we give off intimacy, or we share intimacy with other people. But we always come back to that center space. You know what I mean? So it might be a day that you just aroused, and all of a sudden intimacy is greater.
Very good point.
Not saying it's like that all the time.
Right.
But you eventually come back to this default space. This is a place where you're comfortable. Not saying you're not comfortable with the other places,
Right.
But it's not something you do all the time. But the thing that you do all the time, say, is just kissing the person on their hand or just holding their hand.
Right.
That's beautiful.
That's your default. You know what I'm saying?
That's beautiful. And when the child is in the womb and they hear the mother and father's voice, that's an intimacy.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? That's a sharing.
Yeah.
That's a vibration.
Yeah.
And when the
something
child
I
comes
never
out the
did.
womb, that's the first thing they turn to. You know,
Yeah.
they hear the father, they hear the mother, they turn. That's an intimacy. That's a knowing.
Right.
And this is how the child is relating to the world. His sense of authority and direction and purpose is coming from this vibration
Right.
that they're getting from this individual.
Yeah.
And when you meet somebody along your journey, and you understand why y'all's journey intersected, and you
Right.
get into that,
Right.
that's intimacy.
Right.
You ain't just like, yo, you fly. They like, yo, you fly. You know, that ain't the reason why.
Right.
The physical attraction may be the reason why you begin the conversation.
Right.
Correct.
Right.
But
right.
as you begin to, if you
What
real
keeps
about
it is
knowing
intimacy.
and understanding,
Right.
intimacy will take it to the next level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because sexuality, I mean, you know, you gonna have sex, you do what you do.
You have sex
You know
all
what
the
I mean?
time.
And that, in the world of pornography, you know, that's
You don't need
that's on the
intimacy.
toothpaste commercial.
That's right.
All you
know what I
need
mean?
some
So-
bound chicken wow wow.
Exactly.
Folks,
And ain't nothing wrong with that.
504-656-6247 is that number. Again, 504-656-6247 is that number.
Definitely call in.
Call in.
Yeah, I'm the only female, so please. Call me.
And that's the great thing. And that's the great thing about being intimate, because you could choose to have sex when you want to. Then,
Right.
Right.
see, when
Exactly.
you're intimate, you can like, yo, baby, tonight,
Right.
this, you know, they came out with the song, "You Must Be Used to," you know, like
Right.
normally you used to this heightened sense of intimacy,
Right.
but tonight we get raw.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And you get a chance to go. You get a chance to do that when you intimate.
Right, because then you can
You're right.
express
You don't-
yourself.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Right.
You can tell somebody openly.
But
Right.
the bond is created.
Right.
Y'all-
Yep.
Y'all trust each other.
Yep.
When a
Right.
person has sex with you and y'all
know
haven't
you're not
built
gonna be
that
grimy.
trust, you see
You
what I'm
don't
saying?
know.
It's all grimy. And you just,
Right.
it's that chance. You just throwing it on the table.
Right.
But when they intimate with you, you know where that person's heart is.
Right.
Y'all trust each other. And you like, yo, put that nurse's outfit on. Tonight is raw.
And them red pumps.
That's it.
Nurse's outfit,
And I wanna
really?
see
That's
That's
how,
Y'all
that's how
be
you
going
get
in.
down. Hey, you know, hey, I'm the pizza man.
Yeah,
You know what I
oh,
mean?
he
It
said,
don't
I'm the
matter.
pizza man.
It don't matter. We gonna get it like we get it. I'm just saying, you have a chance to do
Special
that.
delivery.
Exactly.
Wait a
When you
minute.
intimate.
Wait a minute.
But they perverted
I
that
was
with
not ready.
porn.
Right.
See,
right.
they perverted that with
You're right.
porn.
You're right.
But inside your own world that you create with your woman,
Right.
Yeah.
what's the
That's great.
limitations?
Right. You know, real quick, just I've come to believe that you love a person more for their faults versus the things that you love about them. And the reason why I say that is because and it ties into being intimate, because it's easy to love a person for the things that you like about them, but it actually requires you to put in a little bit of effort in order for you to love somebody for the things that you don't like about them. Those are the areas where you have to work at and continuously, develop and build. The areas.
I think I know where you're going. I mean, so in other words, there could be some incompatibilities between you and that person, but you still love them anyway.
Yeah,
or you still attract them. Or you still
because
want them,
because
but-
the intimacy.
Oh, in spite of.
Yeah, in spite of the intimacy is
Okay.
still there for y'all to be like, you know what, these things are minor. These things are minor.
Right.
And like you said, it's all in the knowing, and as well as with
all in the knowing.
being leading with your heart.
Okay.
I agree with that, man.
Okay.
Two
Yeah.
people together, they create a language.
Yep.
Right.
They create a color when
And
the
the
auras
chemistry, yeah.
mix, and they create a synergy. That's all
Oh,
unique to y'all, man.
Man, whew,
You see what I'm saying? And once you have that, B,
it's there
you know what I mean? A man that has that,
with that one.
very seldom will gamble with that.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying?
That's right.
Once you reach that level, B, it's
Yeah.
it's difficult to be like, y'all, you know what? You go home to that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you enjoy that, man. Y'all,
And you look forward to going home. It's not just going because it's a requirement. You go home because you want to have that with that person. I mean, that's synergy, like you mentioned. Synergy is powerful. That stuff is.
And when you understand your woman, man, the number
Oh, yeah.
one thing that stimulates a woman is smell.
Yep.
And brothers don't know that.
Yep.
I actually learned that. Learned that
that's what creates
a year ago.
That's what creates the climax.
Y'all listening, fellas?
It's them pheromones.
Yeah, that's what creates
Yeah.
the climax. Back in the day, it wasn't no rings on the finger.
No.
You knew your man and woman by the scent
Yep.
of the man and the woman.
Wow.
Not back in the day, back when we were intimate with our women,
Right.
You know, when with no such thing as books and all that, you knew your woman and you knew your man by the smell. You leave that on the pillow.
Well, see, babies do the same thing.
Yeah,
Babies,
exactly.
babies know their
That's
moms.
intimacy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Taking
saying.
it back to the start.
What creates the climax in a woman is a sense of smell. That opens the gate. And once you intimate with a woman and she knows that, she knows you different from anybody else.
Right.
She may appreciate a lot of good looking brothers.
Right.
But it's certain intimacies that makes y'all's relationship unique.
Right.
And any real brother that understands that,
Right.
he gonna get all up and around and through there. Exactly.
You got,
I mean,
you
it
got
got to be.
super gold.
It can't be manufactured. It got to be natural.
It's
natural.
got to be natural.
Right.
It can't be forced. It definitely cannot be forced.
Interesting.
Yeah, because when you angry, there's a certain smell emitted.
Yeah.
When you know all these things have
Mixed
physiological
smells, yeah.
responses.
Chemical
Pheromones.
reactions.
Pheromones. Very good point.
And people wonder why I tell men all the time, you know, if I can, you know, ooh, you smell good, because it has an effect.
That's why I said you better behave yourself.
Hey,
wife.
hey, wait a minute. How did we get on me? I was making an example.
You led the statement.
That's right.
Aye, that's
And
what
you're the
you
only
said.
female.
Yeah.
Don't
See,
worry.
ladies, call in, help me
real,
out.
real quick, just to I'm actually in the process of looking for another female co-host. So if you're interested, please.
And he said
Interesting.
it all sexy too.
Open
That's
application.
Whoa,
Right.
whoa.
He put his
Whoa.
he put his
He's
Billy
saying
D
it
voice
because we need a
on.
co-host. Not,
Whoa.
not a
Oh, okay,
co-
thank you.
We got
I thank you. Thank
I'm
you.
gonna clear that up for you, bro. That happened to me all the time. I got you.
He put his
But
Billy
yes,
D on for
right.
y'all.
So yeah, if any women out there interested in being a co-host on Trouble on Air, please feel free to reach out to any one of my team members or myself.
Please.
It's a
do.
long interview process. Ain't letting nobody on the air.
Right.
Not anybody. Long interview process.
That's Kenny. Well, you know,
Huh? What?
It is what it is.
What?
So how
You gotta be intimate
how
with
do you
them.
start working this intimacy thing? How
Very
does
good
that
question.
become about?
Very good.
Time. I believe it starts with time.
I think it starts with conversation.
Oh,
You got to invest the time though with the conversation. I kind of go hand in hand. But
Yeah, I agree.
I think the conversation. Yeah.
absolutely, brother. It's all. It's
See,
all
I think
in
it's a generation thing. You know what
It's
I'm
all
saying?
in the
It's
mental
just,
stimulation.
So
There you
so
go.
what you saying this a generation thing? Like you trying to say like I don't fit in with y'all? Is that what you trying to say?
I'm not saying you don't fit in. I'm saying, but even me, there's still growth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
But I mean, my mom used to always say that, hey, you can always be more intelligent than me, more educated than me, but you can never be smarter than me because she got many years ahead of me. Just being in the world, experiencing things. So, I'm like, Mom, I experienced some stuff, Mom. I hope you're looking at me. Look now.
So-
Say some things.
Sidebar
Yeah,
real quick.
so nobody really gave me a direct answer
What was
to that
the question again?
Okay.
Sorry.
He said
How do you
conversation.
create
He said conversation. That's a
Communication.
good start.
Talking.
conversation is a good start, but what does that conversation look like?
Well,
Well, it
first of all,
depends.
80% of the communication is body language.
That's right. That's
you,
right.
You know if a person even want to be around you by,
Yep.
by their body language. They
They
might
gotta
be
say
talking
nothing.
to you, but
Yeah.
sometimes you be thinking, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Right.
So crazy body
Right.
language. is
Exactly.
like- but if they handing you with intimate body language,
Right.
it changes the whole concept.
Yeah, because
You-
it's
you
peer to
look
peer
like-
then.
It's been plenty of times I've been talking to sisters and be like, I think you're taking this the wrong way. Or
Right.
maybe I am.
Right.
You know, whatever the case may be, you get that from body language because
Right.
nobody going to be up front with you and be like, yo, you know what I'm going to do to you, right?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Some
So-
might, but you're right.
I
I
mean,
know what
some-
you-
some
I know
I'ma
what you-
start doing
I know
that.
what you-
Do to you? Wait
You
a
do that, we gotta
minute.
find
I'ma
another
start
host.
doing
We gotta
that.
find another host,
Please
man.
don't
I'm
do
gonna start
that.
doing. I'm be like,
Don't do
look,
that.
look here.
Don't
Let me
do
tell
I
you
can't
something.
save
I'm
your
like,
face.
I'm like, look here.
I
let me
can't
tell you
save your
something.
face from the Phantom
You listening to
Smack.
me?
Don't do
Because
that.
I'm gonna tell.
Don't do that.
I'm be like, let me
I
tell
can't
you
save
something.
your face from the Phantom Smack.
It'll
Don't
be
do
fine.
that.
I'm just be like, look, let me tell you something. This is what I want to do.
Right.
Radio host from Thursday night was found murdered at home
Wow.
Right.
because he
Found
approached a
slapped to
woman on
death.
the street.
Carry on the show. Y'all got to carry on the show.
We'll carry it on, but we need you here though.
Yeah.
Please,
I think the
don't do it.
sexiest thing between two people is truth, man.
Oh yeah.
You see what I'm saying? When the truth, when the truth is so rare,
Right.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That when two people share it with one another,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be verbal,
Right.
Yeah.
but it's intimate when you share it.
Yeah.
And the reason why, because it's almost like it's a secret now.
Oh
You
yeah.
see what I'm
Right.
saying? And that's why they call it the game.
And as well as like
that's why I say
it's
the best way to win the game is not to play it.
Hey, but it's also one of those things about like how we were talking about last week about being vulnerable, or whatever. I thought it's about being vulnerable and being open and exposed.
How vulnerable can you be laying with somebody completely exposed? Complete. That is as vulnerable.
That is as
Your
vulnerable
life
as
is
it
on the
gets.
line.
Because you're giving
If this
all
person
of your
is-
inhibitions,
that's it.
everything is just
Everything
you're out
is
there,
gone.
and
I
you're
remember-
trusting that person with it. Yeah.
I remember when I was with the woman with the woman I'm with now. The first time we was intimate, she said, "Here comes the big reveal." when she was getting ready to
Interesting.
take off her clothes. She said,
That's
here's the big
interesting.
reveal.
Phone call?
That moment is so critical between people.
Right. Right.
We got a call, definitely. Let's take it.
You on Trouble on Air? Who's speaking?
This is Mr. Sam.
Sam!
What's up, bro?
What's going on, sir? How you doing?
What's going on, everybody? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you,
everybody. Though it's been a while since I've been up here to talk to y'all. It's been a crazy year, being an officer and also, yeah, I've been kind of busy lately.
So,
But,
what you got to say about this intimacy and sex, Sam?
He's just trying to show some love.
I can say a lot.
Wait a
but
minute.
to answer your question on how to initiate intimacy, of course it goes along the realm of time and conversation, but the kind of conversation needs to be conversation of substance.
Right.
Okay.
And just learning one another. You got to learn each other, man, in order to deal with each other.
Yep.
And to live with one another, so and understand that you don't let sex be a domineering factor.
Right.
You see
Exactly.
what I'm saying? Where it takes over the intimacy, where every time y'all spend time together, it's always sex related, even in conversation.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
So don't let it be one-sided. Oh.
Well, okay, so check this out. The way I see it, every single thing you do with your woman is foreplay, man. Every single thing that you do. Now, you don't have to be thinking about it. It don't, like the brother say, it doesn't rule the conversation. But I'm always thinking, oh, come on now, quit playing.
Right.
They say men. It's the maturity of it all that allows you to allows you to converse with a woman, but still be giving off that energy that you need to lead to that intimate moment.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
Exactly.
Exactly.
But women like for their mind to be played with more than it, like not played with in a bad way, but
We got a sister here. I want to hear this.
be stimulated. They like that. So I mean, of course, you're right.
Are you referring to mental stimulation, Mr. Sam?
Yeah, mental stimulation.
Okay.
I mean, it's like that. So I mean, you're right. It's always going to be foreplay for a woman.
Absolutely.
They have many different feelings and things like that.
I wouldn't
They're
necessarily use
emotional creatures.
I wouldn't use the terminology play, but intrigue,
Intrigue, right.
entice,
Intrigue,
Stimulate.
mystery,
stimulate,
Right.
mystery,
Right.
mystery and
discovery.
intrigue.
Right.
Yeah,
All those
discovery.
things,
Absolutely.
all those things to a woman are sexy. All
Right.
those things to a woman are gonna bring her into you.
Wait a minute. What are all those things again? I need to write this down.
You gonna have to
We'll
catch
send you
the
an email.
re-air tomorrow.
Yeah.
Go and connect that bridge to the re-air tomorrow. How about that?
You
So-
gotta keep her excited. You gotta keep her excited on all different levels, man. It'll make that phone call that you're looking for even more promising
Right.
the
Right.
next day.
Right.
So
Good question.
yeah,
Good
it's all
point.
about time
Yeah.
and substance of your conversation.
All right, bro.
Stimulate
Appreciate
them
it, man.
intellectually,
Thank
definitely.
you. Thank you, Sam.
Thank
we
you for
missed
calling in,
Thank
Sam.
you for calling
Appreciate it,
in.
Thanks for calling, man.
You're welcome, man. Anytime.
Thank
See
you,
y'all
bro.
later.
All right.
Peace.
All right.
I mean, intellectual
Great point.
stimulation is important. I mean, that's important for me. As a man, I love for a woman to stimulate me intellectually.
Right,
Because
right,
I would
right.
rather have that than a bunch of small talk.
Right.
Right.
But I know you got to get to that intellectual conversation. But I come at the gate. I mean, I'm really at the gate. I meet a woman at the gate. I'm talking about. I'm not trying to show off, but I like to talk about things that are intellectual.
So you just did. So basically, you do whatever I was saying. What I wanted to do with a lady, be like, this is what I want to do. So that's what you do.
Hey, this is
Nah.
what I do. I come in listening. That's
Well,
the
that's true.
sexiest thing.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful
Let me tell you
thing.
something,
Because
fellas.
you don't even know what to say.
Let me
Right.
tell you
You
something,
know what I mean?
fellas.
Right.
Unless you listening.
She'll give you the world if you just be quiet.
Okay.
Yeah.
She'll give you the keys to the city and don't even know.
Noted.
Now I can talk now. Don't get it twisted.
Oh,
But
we know that. We know, bro. We
But
know
I
you got
listen
some.
first.
We know you got some
Okay.
fluentry in you, fam.
Yeah,
we
I
know
appreciate
that. But so
Okay, and so
Very
on
good
another
point.
thing. Okay, I can only speak from my own experience.
talk to us.
But
which
and
is
it-
very important.
Yeah.
Agreed. First lady.
It's stimulating.
so one
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sophie. I'm sorry.
one thing that is completely intimate for me is cooking.
Interesting.
Is
Yeah.
and cooking with someone
Oh, yeah.
because that right there.
Oh man.
It's everything. It's
Yep.
not. It's from beginning to the ending to eating the food
I
and
gotta try
to
that.
And to talking to
I love to serve a woman. I love serving a woman. I really
gotta
do.
try that.
I mean, I like to
I don't
cook.
know
I'm
nothing
not.
about
I'm not
that,
as
baby.
You know,
not
it
as good
doesn't
as
have to
I'm
be
seen over here,
anything-
but I like to cook too.
It doesn't
So,
have to be anything extravagant either.
Right.
It could just be a new experience that
Yeah.
you guys share together.
Yeah.
It could be bean soup,
That's intimate.
Yeah.
That's intimate.
you know, and it
Shit,
could, and
you know,
it,
talking
you know
over
how you do it. You
preparing
put
a
it
meal.
together,
Oh, yeah.
Right.
and you sit down and eat a meal together,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
share that experience together.
Yeah.
Very good point.
Makes it intimate.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I
that bonding.
create date nights. Even when if I'm with you, you know, every day. Friday is our date night. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We put everything down. You know what I'm saying? Go cook, do what we do, sit back, relax, watch a movie.
Oh, yeah.
Listen to music. Big music person. Me, I'm
yeah.
huge.
Huge.
Music is the soundtrack of life.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
And it
You
can
put that
give you
on, man, it changes everything,
everything.
man.
Yep.
So, you know, I got speakers throughout the house. You know what I mean? But when I'm cooking though, man, it's cooking is therapeutic.
Right.
Number one.
Right.
It's very therapeutic. I don't know nobody that don't like to eat.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? And so I agree with her on that. Cooking is very therapeutic, but you know, again, you know, you take it to the next level.
Right.
And it comes when you know the person.
Right.
You
Right.
know what they like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what they don't like. You trying something new. Like I met a sister and I'm kicking it with. She like, yo, you know, I don't like yellow. So I made it my business to say, okay, I'm gonna find yellow that's good for you. You know what I mean? Just to show her a different
Okay.
side. You see what I'm saying? Now I'm not gonna
Means you don't like yellow food?
the yellow color, the color
Color
yellow
Oh, okay.
on her.
Wow.
So when we cooking, she might be like, yo, I don't like asparagus. You see what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
saying, babe, check this
Yeah.
out. Try this way.
Right.
And if she look back at me and say, I told you I don't like that. I'm like, that's cool, but try it out. Then when she
Right.
still don't like it, I don't fall back and say, man, I can sit up here and made this.
Right,
Like, okay,
right.
baby, you don't like that. Let's try this. Let's try
Exactly.
it. It's not
Let's
it's
give her
not
a
the
new
food
experience.
itself.
Right.
It's the experience. And,
Right.
and once you get into trying things new, before you know
Oh, we
it's
got
gonna
another
open
caller?
your life up to a million things. And you're gonna open her life up to a million things.
You're on
and that's
trouble on there.
intimacy.
Who's speaking?
This is Sean from
Can we
St.
get a
Louis.
sister calling in?
Hey, Sean.
What's up, bro?
Well, hello.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
Wait
And
a minute, y'all
yourself?
know each other? What's
Speak your
happening
piece.
right
I know everybody that call in.
now?
Usually.
They all heard.
John?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, speak your piece, babe.
Okay. So, me personally, I think intimacy comes in different forms
I
of
agree.
being with the person. It could be something as simple as you watching a movie and you two could vibe off of a scene in a movie. You two could just be laughing about it. You could just be up under each other. I mean, intimacy has so many different forms and can take on so many different languages.
Oh, yeah.
It just depends what you and your significant other see eye to eye on and what you guys perceive as intimacy within your own relationship.
Absolutely.
Correct.
Totally agree. Whatever that
Yeah.
energy is, and laughter is huge, brother. That is huge.
And what about the discovery
yeah.
of learning new stuff?
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's
You know,
what I was saying. When
experiences.
Yeah,
that's why you
exactly.
that's why you give her asparagus, even though she says she don't want it.
Right.
And then because it's not about making her like asparagus.
Right.
It's about creating, like the brother's saying, the object is to create the system of trying something new. Because
Right.
she's gonna pull you in.
Right.
Say you said
Right.
you ain't gonna do this, but now I'm gonna take you to do this.
Right.
You're like, all right, I don't do
Exactly. Right.
Brother said that's within y'all's relationship. That's
Right.
within
Right.
who y'all are. And that's important because when you try to impose what you think is intimate on a woman that you did with another woman,
Ooh, that's
That ain't
bad.
gonna mix.
That's not
And
intimacy.
Men have a very bad
Bad.
tendency to do that from time to time.
'Cause it
To-
worked
to
on
try-
the other lady,
yeah,
it's gonna work on
bring
me.
what we did from the past, from the
Ouch.
previous relationship into the new.
and vice versa.
Yeah,
what
right,
sisters
right,
do too.
right.
Sisters be
Right.
like, yo, my other dude did so and so. So you're like, oh,
I ain't your other
Wait,
dude.
wait.
Right.
Exactly. So the intimacy, that color, that vibration,
Right.
that sound, that's unique to y'all. Y'all just take it where y'all wanted to go. That's what the brother's talking about.
Right.
No question.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
All right, thank you, man.
Thank you
think,
for calling in.
No problem.
Thank you, brother. And
Appreciate it, man.
make sure you stay up with us, man.
Every week,
for sure.
6:30,
All right.
7:30, man.
Peace.
Appreciate y'all.
Thanks for
Appreciate
calling,
y'all.
Sean.
Thank you,
Trouble
sir.
on there, y'all. The bridge that connects, man. We appreciate everybody calling in. Keep the calls coming. We want to hear from some sisters too, because guess what? We learn intimacy from y'all, and that's the
Right.
truth.
That's right.
Again, folks, that number is 504-656-6247. Keep the calls coming in. Keep them in. And don't worry if you don't get in this week. There's also next week.
504.
Okay. All right.
656
But the other side,
6247.
the other side of the topic, from my understanding, was sex. So we need to talk about sex. I mean, ain't
How
nothing
do
wrong
they
with
relate?
that.
How do they relate?
Can I do this real quick?
Because intimacy and sex don't necessarily have to go together.
They
That's
don't.
true.
Can I do this real quick?
They're different. Go ahead.
Kenny was fussing at me. He was like, "Man, why don't you spit some poetry on the show?" I got some for you. I got some word. So
Here we go.
I wrote this like some years ago, and it popped up on my timeline, and I was like, "This is perfect." So I'm gonna give y'all this real quick, folks. Oh, for real? So you go put the camera? Okay.
You
okay.
live.
Okay.
If you're gonna spit poetry, we got to put it on you.
Okay. So it's just a little something.
Need some music, man?
Nah.
Okay.
We got music. We got
Okay,
music.
all right.
Cognizant to the pleasure that a pair can claim, flesh enveloped and encased in paradise. Cooperation to the maximum intensity, the uppermost limit. Foreign interventions cease to exist, fails to initiate. Eternity survives in this realm and atmosphere. Perception of the innermost logic advanced to the top, attracted to the peak, converging on the crown. Intoxicated, a temporary closure materializes and appears.
So what was your head on that? What
was your inspiration on that one?
Because I can tell you what I thought. You tell me.
I just feel warm inside.
Do you
That's
really?
I'm just gonna say.
Go
That.
to Google.
Oh.
Why you almost messed up this camera?
I was thinking about a kiss. I was thinking about a kiss.
It's nothing more intimate. Do you know? This is the truth.
Yeah.
The same amount of nerve endings in the lips are the same amount of nerve endings in the clitoris.
Yes.
All right, so that's
Well, I
very
don't have one,
important.
but I know, yeah.
Because when you making love to a woman, at the point that she climax, to kiss is the most. Some people make love and don't even kiss.
How?
Right.
That's how
Because it's too
intimate
personal.
it is.
Because it's too
Right.
personal.
That's
You're
how
right.
intimate
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
too personal. They don't
I
want
have
to kiss.
sex and don't kiss. So
Right.
that you need to post that on the website, man, and talk
How
about that kiss,
sway.
man. That's beautiful.
But
Prince says your extra time and your kiss.
right.
Beautiful.
I'm not gonna go into that, but yeah, I was thinking about a kiss whenever I wrote that. You just how you can get so caught up in it and get so caught up and just envelop into a kiss if it really is like that.
What?
It's the
Man.
beginning of everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
And especially
What?
if it's got that bang to it.
What?
It don't need it. You know what? And you say a bang, but what you're really talking about is that chemistry. It's
Yeah,
the
that-
energy
yeah,
that's
that spark.
transferred.
Yeah.
So
Spark.
when you transfer that energy to me, one or two things are gonna happen because when you kiss somebody, it's either gonna be on or not.
Right.
So whatever energy you transfer,
You just keep doing till it's on.
I was going to say, you keep going.
Let's this one up. Let me try it this way.
Right.
Because kissing is everything, man. Oh my God.
Consistent
well, the
effort,
thing
man.
is, for
Babe,
me,
I'm coming home.
if I kiss you and there's no
There's
energy,
nothing behind
there's
it?
no, it don't make me want to
I'm
kiss
gone.
you again.
I'm gone.
But
I'm not gone.
Then you gotta
But
do something-
I have to sit back and figure out what.
well, you got to add
about
something else
you
to
that
the
didn't
equation.
excite
So
me.
when you circle
Very good
back
point.
around to that kiss,
Very good point.
it could be better than
Because
next time.
it's something about that situation that didn't excite me.
Because
Right.
I can tell you now, if you're a bad kisser, I can.
Do you see?
Okay.
How, wait a minute.
Well, no. I'm
Hey,
saying
hey,
like
All
a bad kisser.
Yeah,
Can deter. No,
You canceling relationships?
No.
on
It's not even a
Which I
relationship.
respect that.
It's not even a
Baby, don't
relationship,
make
but
it
just
work.
like getting to know a person. If you
No,
can't
it's like-
kiss, like I'm gonna be kind of like,
Hey,
like,
trouble.
Like don't
Trouble.
you
Gotta
come
teach
near
the
my
person.
face.
Trouble.
Sometimes you
gotta
gotta teach
teach
what you
them.
like.
You just said it.
Yeah,
you
you
gotta
gotta show
teach them how to receive and how to give it. So, and that takes time. So, I mean, I'm not saying you got to write it down and go
Let me
to
tell
school
you.
with
Let
it.
me
but-
tell you
Say,
my-
man.
let me say my piece because if you haven't noticed, I have a large set of mouth.
No, I didn't notice.
We
No, I
know.
was kidding.
So sometimes if your lips are too
You're ethnic,
small,
baby.
Thank you.
or the energy isn't there,
Right.
then it's a problem.
But you know
'Cause I don't
something?
know
I respect
how to-
that.
So, okay, in
I
the
don't
beginning,
know how to create that.
in the
But you-
beginning,
but
if
you-
it's not there, you know what I'm saying? You're not feeling, okay, you tried it once, it didn't work. That's fine. Doesn't mean it can't happen further.
Correct.
There
I
might
mean,
be,
you can't
there
grow
might
to
be
that point.
other things in that person
In
you
the
may
way,
like.
yeah.
You know, there other things in the way. You're right. Other distractions saying, just that kiss wasn't good. It's
It
throwing
might
me
take
off.
some more time.
It's going to take some more time. Eventually, if you like that person, the kiss is going to be better.
Because then there's that point to where you try it again.
Because the
It's
expectation is high
wrong.
the first time.
But you got to put the person in a vulnerable situation.
Exactly.
Exactly. I agree
in
with
a
that.
vulnerable situation. What I mean
Trouble,
by
what you
that,
going to do next time? Man?
you
I'm sorry, go ahead.
You crazy, B. and by the way, that didn't sound right. So once, brother, before we. But anyway, so what ends up happening is you put a person in a vulnerable situation. You
Right.
it's hot and steamy.
You
know
gotta
what I
create
mean?
the atmosphere.
They ain't necessarily paying attention, and you go up suck their bottom lip or something. You got to do something to create the.
You gotta do
moment
something.
so you can insert how it is.
You gotta
that
create the atmosphere.
Yeah,
Grab
'cause
it
you
by the
can't just
little
basically
waist.
say, baby, you really didn't do this right, so we need to try it. You can't do that.
No.
So you got to
No,
create
because
the atmosphere.
you don't want to hurt their ego.
Or just,
Right.
ask her to just relax. And you just do it. and then she's seeing how you're doing
that's
it,
beautiful.
and then she's going to eventually reciprocate.
And you ain't got to
So,
ask her. You just make her.
Just do it. That's right.
And then or him make or she make
You got to
him.
set an
Ladies!
appointment.
So how?
Call
So
in.
how?
You ain't got to set no appointment for a
Hey.
kiss, though, you know.
Sisters, please call in. But like I said, put you got to put people in intimate, passionate, vulnerable situations, and then you take over. You see what I'm saying? And in the takeover, that's a teachable moment.
Yep.
That the person is not even recognizing what you're doing. You see what I mean? That's how
You be
intimate.
thinking it's us all the time.
You slow your
Lies.
vocals down. You
Exactly.
talk softer.
You
know what
said
I'm
something
saying?
that was critical. Oh man, that's beautiful. In the conversation,
Yeah.
if you want to control the conversation, talk lower than the person because they have to come down to where you at.
Right.
And that's intimacy.
And then slow it down.
And slow it down. And I agree totally with what you're saying. And I'll tell you something else too, man.
players in
You
the
said
building.
something that was critical. You have to be able to receive intimacy
Right.
just as much as you're able to
Exactly.
give it. If you can't receive, that's a problem.
Right.
Because
Right.
that says more to the person self-esteem.
Yep. Confident. Yeah.
because they
confidence.
going to do something to you,
Yeah.
and it feels like rejection.
Yep.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So
right.
you have to be very, very, very
Ooh,
careful.
I wish somebody.
with
Ooh,
that.
I wish somebody was listening tonight.
There's 5 people on my live feed listening.
I wish somebody was listening. You don't understand. Anyway, carry on.
You said 500.
That's huge.
wish.
Being able to
We gonna work
receive,
on that.
man, that's confidence. And making love boosts a person. People who have sex or make love, either one, are 47 times more healthier than people that don't.
Absolutely.
Think about that
That's
for
true.
a
That's
minute
a lot
because
of
of what
health.
it
That is
does.
true.
Because of what it does to your psyche.
Sex is a
and
drug.
to your sense of worth and value.
Sex is a drug, not just for procreation.
Exactly.
Oh,
healing.
Lord.
So it looked like we ain't gonna really get to touch on
They don't-
sex a little
wait.
bit too much. Well, actually, no, we were kind of segueing into it with a kiss because
It's only
I
7:15. We got time.
a kiss could definitely lead and I
Or
believe
it can
in-
tear you apart, like you were saying for you.
Yeah.
But if you like that person, either one, the kiss is not going to be as relevant as you wanted to be in the beginning. But that can change because you got everything else to compensate for it.
Okay.
However, but go ahead.
It's
Let
a
me ask you a
growing, man.
question.
You just grow.
Have you ever been so intimate with somebody that they finish your sentences?
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, I do it all the
yeah.
time.
Or
That's why I get in trouble.
Or when they touch
Oh, I know what you mean.
It
Yeah.
changes your whole
The touch for
mood.
me, man.
Man,
The
that's
touch.
beautiful, man.
The touch. I'm wherever, if I'm angry,
How do you
the
get
touch
to
calms
that?
me down.
And you know what? We need to deal with that because there's such thing as love languages.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
Absolutely.
that determines the type
Absolutely.
of person. Words of affirmation, things of this nature
right.
stimulate people differently.
Yeah.
Gifts, different things like that. But you said, how do you get to that?
Yeah,
How do you get to the point where a person touches you and it changes your whole
entire
mood?
Yeah,
Oh,
it does.
man.
Because I mean, it's we're I think we're all interrelated, and intertwined, and interwoven together. You know what I mean? So that means that touch, that human touch. Human touch has a healing
But
process.
it's different. If I was,
What-
it's different. What I'm saying is different. If I was to touch you, or the person that you're intimate with
Well,
touches you.
we can have an you're not gonna have intimate moments just being in conversation.
Right.
And it's like that conversation we had at the restaurant that day. To me, that was intimate because now we're sharing some ideas. We're expressing certain things to each other when it came to what we were trying to do.
Right.
So at that particular moment, if I had touched your hand, some of the anxiety would have come down even more, even though it did come down.
Very good point.
You know what I'm saying?
Very
so
good
it's
point.
not we have to be physically trying to get sexy with each other.
Right.
It's just friendship and
Friendship
expressing
too.
friendship, saying, "Hey, I do care about you." You know what I'm saying? We had some
empathy.
issues, but now empathy kicks in. All those other things
Beautiful.
kick in. So I think that the touch is powerful. For me, it's the touch that if I'm savage, touch me on my shoulder, touch me on my hand.
Calms the savage
It's gonna calm
beast.
me down,
Right.
Because I know, okay, I'm not here by myself.
Very
right
good
now.
point.
I'm not in this space by myself now.
But you say, how do you get to that point? And that's a good point. The empathy is one, and when you just enter somebody, man.
Yeah.
And it starts when you enter yourself, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
When you really enter yourself, you have a certain swag, you have a certain energy.
That's why
and
you
it's not
masturbate.
arrogance, right?
Correct.
That was just, I don't even know why you
I'm
said
sorry.
that.
I'm sorry.
I'm mad. I'm mad.
sorry.
Unseen didn't even look at you when
Yeah.
he said he was like, I don't know why he did.
The highest form of
sorry.
vanity that you. But
You
okay,
said
but
touching yourself, so I just
no, I
segue.
didn't. That's not what I said. Know yourself and being able to learn
You're right.
yourself in such
Sorry.
a way
Sorry, I
that you
kinda went there.
emanate a confidence
Yeah.
that's necessary for people to be attracted to. And when they're attracted to it, you don't have them point at you. You take that energy and give them themselves.
Right.
That's intimacy.
Transfer.
You're never out there for people to look at you, and because that's a burden. You're out there to cause people to look at themselves.
Right.
And once that happens and they begin to love themselves and
Yeah.
care about themselves, they get into you because of the reflection. And y'all see each other. And they be into you so much. They be into you so much that it's
You frozen in time, man.
It begins to emanate from the
Trouble, you
inside
frozen
out.
in time.
No,
man.
because folks, we're gonna have to get to the sex part like next week. But I got a question for y'all.
Okay.
What is the highest form of intimacy for y'all?
Ooh, good point.
The highest form for me is light touching and intellectual conversation.
Okay.
That's the highest form for me.
When we see each other.
For you?
I have to be with KW. It's a mixture in between that touch and that conversation.
That's a good point. It's caring.
Yeah.
When you know a person cares, it takes me to the next level. B.
Especially when you can feel that. When you can feel that
You can
energy.
feel that energy.
When you can really feel
You
that.
can feel that.
Yeah. Whenever
But that's what I'm saying. When you see each other, like when I can see myself in you so much, and you see yourself in me, and we recognize that.
right.
That's on any level, whether it's when I touch you or when we laugh or when we say the same jokes at the same exact
And
time.
laugh at the same thing. It's like
and the
that's
same
great.
stuff is
Oh,
funny
yeah.
to us.
That's
Y'all
really
in a
good.
crowded room and y'all got inside
Jokes.
jokes.
Yeah.
and,
You know,
those looks
yeah.
that y'all have with one
Right.
another when y'all
And
with
can-
one
and
another.
yeah.
You know
And can be on the other side of the room and know what's going on
and
because y'all.
it's nothing worse than establishing that. And I think this is a trauma that comes along with relationships. Establishing that, getting distracted and violating that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
That's a horrible feeling.
Yep.
And I hate to interject that, but so many of us are unable to appreciate intimacy and love because it was violated at some point.
Yeah.
And we don't
Yeah.
we think it's because the person don't like us or whatever. Nah, man, at some point they put it all on the line.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Maybe when they were children and it was an adult or somebody that violated them. In the most innocent moment, the way that you receive love, especially sex, the first time determines how you see sex for the rest of your life. So let's say you had somebody touch you or you
Interesting.
walked in on your mom and dad. Those type of images shape the way you're intimate later on in your life.
Wow.
And so when you get there and you like, yo, this person not receiving right, they bipolar, you taking them through all
Right.
these they taking you through all these changes, that's trauma.
Right.
And it happened from the bond that was broken. And that's what intimacy is. It's a bonding. And when you got that bond, B, that's it.
Everything
But you
else
have
is
to
great.
value it when you're
Right.
older and understand what it's worth.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
once it's broken, sometimes you don't get that back.
Right.
At 46, if I do that now, if I break it, I might not get it back. That's how I look
That's
at
true.
it. 20 years is a
Yeah.
blink
Yeah.
of an eye right now.
That's right.
Whereas when I was younger, it was like 20 years, man, please.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
In 20 years, I'm going to just be 20.
Right.
You see what I'm
Right.
saying? Now in 20 years, I will be 66.
Ooh.
Whole
20
different
years,
level
I'll
of the
be
game.
72.
Whole
So
different level of the
that's-
game.
Just think about that.
Ain't no,
Geriatrics
ain't no playing with emotions and feelings right now.
Right.
Right.
then.
You know,
Right.
because
It ain't no
I
playing at
damn
all.
sure don't want you playing with mine.
Hey,
Oh,
you heard what he said.
And how he said.
Right, how he said it. And as well as I think another part of that is people don't really know what the true definition of intimacy is.
And I can relate to that. And I've had situations where the particular woman didn't understand it. So what I did was I would just provide it myself. You know,
we got 5
so
minutes,
it's like
by the way,
now I'm just pretty much showing you what I like, and maybe trying things that you may like.
Right.
And if she likes, then I'll continue that until something else I discover that she likes too, and we'll continue. But yeah, I mean it's.
But
you're right.
it's like Sam from St. Louis. You know, he said it's whatever the two people create amongst each other.
And it's
that's why
unique
you
to
don't
them.
come
That's
into
right.
it with a preconceived
Exactly.
idea. You
Right.
let the energy of the relationship
Yeah.
dictate to you what that intimacy is.
That's important right there. What you just said.
Yeah.
And
That
I think
is so important.
I think in our generation we bypass that for the physical.
Right, exactly.
because
That's
you
what
want it fast.
bombarded by all this physical BS.
Right.
That's what I'm
so
saying.
The physical is
the
fast.
intimate part gets
Lost.
well, it doesn't even get started before the physical is already there.
Right.
So it's hard to go backwards
Right.
to start over at intimacy when
Right.
you've already been physical.
You got
Yeah.
the most
That's why I
valuable
said
thing.
a lot of people don't know or get the definition mixed up. But how much time we got, Littles? Like 4 minutes left?
I see 7.
First,
Oh, 6.
Second hour coming soon, y'all.
Yeah.
thank you.
That's
you.
right.
First lady, tell them how to get a hold of you.
Sophie in the building. You can catch me at Ashley Sophie Hawthorne on Facebook, Sophisticated Skater on Instagram, and you can catch me in the inbox at troubleonair.communications@gmail.com.
Whoop, whoop.
Dope.
KW.
Catch me right here every Thursday, 6:30 to 7:30, right here on the scene at Trouble on Air Live.
Mr. Unseen. Give it to him.
GriotNationRadio.com, capital UNCN, Griot Nation Radio.com, as well as Trouble on Air, like we do 6:30 to 7:30 on Thursdays. We got reclaimingthevillage.org, reclaimingthevillage.com, Griot Poet Society. Yo, you can find me, man, if you look for me.
MasterCard, y'all.
No doubt.
Everywhere you want to be.
And
Look-
unseen at the same time.
Thank you. Thank you. Look here,
Seen
folks.
and unseen.
We got some people coming up behind us. Though.
Right. Breaking Free is next, folks. So y'all stay tuned for that. But look here, folks. Trouble on Air for all social media, for all platforms. So find me there. I'm not hard to find. Anonymous_Trouble is the personal Instagram. Anyway, folks. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for the phone calls, folks. We enjoyed this. Part 2 next week. We actually get on to the sex part next week. But anyway, folks.
Bring your condoms.
What?
I'm just joking.
Folks,
Sorry.
this has been Trouble on There. We are the bridge that connects.
Man, right
we'll
there.
see y'all again, same place, same time next week.
Be safe,
Whoa.
be healthy. Peace.
Peace.
Deuce.